Hi, my name is Shannon Britt, and this is the research proposal that I did while in the Instructional Technology EDS program at Kennesaw State University. The title is The Perceived Impact of the Use of Google Chromebooks on High School Students, Motivation and Engagement. That's a lengthy title, but the purpose was I was piloting a program for the use of Chromebooks, and I was hoping to increase our technology use at White County High School and also incorporate some new ideas that I was learning through this program. As you can see here, this picture that's on this screen was a Padlet that I actually got the idea from one of the iTech classes I was taking here at Kennesaw, and we chose to implement that in our class. And I asked the kids, what would you be famous for if you had the opportunity to become famous? And of course I told them I wanted to be a published author, and of course for a stellar novel series, and some kids wrote some really great things, and it was a chance for everyone to get involved and to have a voice. So that was a neat experience. So just an introduction to my study was that, again, I was trying to look at motivating and engaging our 21st century learners and trying to use innovative strategies and innovative tools to really promote the project-based classroom, student-centered learning. And my goal was to utilize new technologies that were not available previously to our students. And so with the addition of the Chromebooks this year, it was a really great help and incentive for students, and it was a success. So the purpose of the study was just to examine the influence it was having on them. I had students before the introduction of the Chromebooks. We received them in October 2014, so we had August and September without the Chromebooks, and so I was looking at the percentage of students who were turning in essays prior to the use of the Chromebooks, and I'll reveal that in the next slide. But providing engaging and relevant lessons was really important to me, and being able to utilize our Web 2.0 tools and just all the things, websites and applications and things that would really get students involved. And as you can see in this picture, there's a student with a phone on her desk, and that was actually all right because she was using it periodically to look up something and also work on her Chromebook, and so it was really working out well. I really was enjoying the experience, and so were the students. So for my research proposal, the questions were, what are students' perceptions of the influence of Google Chromebooks on their learning experience, particularly relating to their writing? What are the differences between students' perceptions of technology before and after the use of our Chromebooks? And what are the differences between students' scores on major essays constructed with pen and paper and those constructed with the use of the Chromebooks? So those were the key questions I was looking at answering. And then the data just showed that there were many more students who were likely to turn in their essays with the use of the Chromebooks, and it did increase their motivation. I gave them a survey, and they were definitely motivated by the use of the Chromebooks. So it led to improved essay averages, and the percentage of essays turned in overall was very successful. So the results were ultimately that their averages improved, and the morale of the class was completely more positive. I had several students who I interviewed independently, and they revealed that they were just overjoyed at and appreciated the use of the Chromebooks. I taught a 10th grade literature class, also a 9th grade literature class, and we did a combination of tasks. Some were on pencil paper on the Chromebooks, and as you can see in the back of this picture on this slide, there is a poster or of Post-its in the back where students created how they were feeling about various things, whatever it is that we were reading. And I found that if I gave them a chance to write, even in small increments like on a Post-it or a quick write, that then when we went back to the Chromebooks, they were just so engaged, and we were able to utilize the Chromebooks. So for my students and what's next, again, as you can see, I posted another Padlet picture here. That I really enjoyed using Padlet with my students. It was a way to get even the most reluctant student involved in a class discussion. And students were then able to create their own Padlet links and share it with peers. In addition to utilizing just the Chromebooks and applications and websites, I was also interested in having students Skype and video conference with either experts in a various field or for the purpose of engaging with their global peers. And so the significance of this study for me was just to invoke students to encourage them to become lifelong learners and to show them the relevance of technology in their lives, and that it's not just for the purpose of learning literature in the 10th grade, but that we can go beyond that. So I also, this year, 2015-16 school year, I plan to incorporate the online portfolio. And again, I learned this through this degree, this program that I'm in with Kennesaw State University, the Instructional Technology program, earning my specialist. I've learned that this online portfolio is just a way to keep all of my major accomplishments and all of my major work, resume, and everything together. And so I'm going to have my students do the very same thing, create their own resume, put it all together. In addition to student surveys and interviews, I also had teachers that told me that the Chromebooks, as they came in and observed, were very useful and very beneficial. And we were able to push our loading level from previous levels 2, 3, and 4 to we were reaching loading levels 5 and 6 with the Engaged Learning Project and with this research project. Throughout this, I was able to incorporate a lot of new strategies and a lot of new tools for my students. And so it's been very, very rewarding and very beneficial. So I feel as though as a result of this research project and as a result of completing this program that I was able to motivate and engage students, and that the Chromebooks were definitely an integral part of doing so. So again, the purpose of this research overall was to move students from those basic drill and practice to higher order thinking skills, improve intrinsic motivation, make them realize the importance of being a lifelong learner, and to increase our technology integration. And so I'm happy to report that I was the first pilot class of a class set of Chromebooks, and here's my Chromebook cart here in this picture. I was the first one to have the Chromebooks, and then shortly thereafter, second semester of last year, we were able to introduce a class set into a science classroom. So what's next for White County High School is that we now have 2 class sets of Chromebooks at our high school. We are also thanks to our superintendent, Dr. Jeff Wilson, we will have every 9th grader at our 9th grade academy, as well as every 9th grade academy teacher will have their own Chromebooks to use and to take home and to use on their own time and to use at school. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope that this research proposal and this video lets you in on a little bit about what we plan to do at White County High School and where we're headed with technology integration.